So to export images for screens is pretty easy. Also, it's pretty much similar sort of steps as we did before with exporting for different canvas sizes. Whereas this version, basically, if you've got your image and your different sizes and you're ready to go, all you need to do is go File, Export, and you can go Save for Web. So this says Legacy, but don't really worry about that. But this is the version that you should have in your version of Illustrator. If not, it should be just called Save for Web. In this instance, I've got a couple more canvas options that are different sizes. So if I hit the artboard tool, I've got one version there which is for a website header or a banner image, which is 1920 by 1080. And then I've got one at the bottom here which is 1900 by 570, like a banner image. This version here, you can see I've got the dimensions at the top here, so they're basically all made to size. If you've got different sizes for images that you need different canvas sizes for, you can always create new ones and just basically draw out using the artboard tool, and then you can edit the height and the width as you need. So say for example I need a thumbnail size, so this is based off a website that I'm working on currently, which is 560 wide by 315 high. Looks a bit small on the canvas, but there you go. And then basically I'm just going to resize my artwork and then create that and basically assign that its properties before I need to export it. So just in this instance, I'm just going to use these two as an example. So all you need to do, let's just say I want to use these two. This is like a hero banner, and this is like a top banner style image with the abbreviated logo. So we're just going to hit File, Export, and Save for Web. And there's your shortcut there depending on the machine you're on. And then in this way you can actually click and see what the resolution is. If it's art optimized or type optimized, you can kind of see which version works for you, and then obviously you can see the image size. So in this way Illustrator will export it pixel to pixel in terms of accuracy. So there's the original and then there's a new size. So say for example you don't need this at this pixel size, so you only need this at like 880. It's going to resize this based off the pixel sizing, but you won't lose resolution as the original sizing is a lot higher. So hopefully that makes sense. If I cancel that and I do this again, so I've got File, Export, and then Save for Web, I'm going to actually maybe pick another artboard. So you can see that the artboard here is selected, it's got that black outline. If I click here, you can see the black outline comes back, excuse me. So if I go again, Save for Web, you can see that the banner sizing is there, 1920 by 1080. And there's no issues with the sizing. Always leave the quality as 100%. Leave it as JPEG. You can choose JPEG high if you really want to, but you're just going to have to bump the quality up to 100 again. And then just leave everything else as is. And just save this to wherever you need. So you've got like a folder, for example. So I'm just going to hit this on the desktop. And then there you go. So that's its native size that it's been exported as. It is a raster object, so if I do zoom in it's going to blur, but this is just good for specific sizing on a website. If I get info for this one, it should work this time. Yep, so 1920 by 1080 there. If you want to export these two specifically together, you can obviously do it in the export for screens method as well. So you can see that I've renamed the artboard here, so it makes it a bit easier to identify. But in this instance, you've got to obviously pick and choose what format you want, and you won't really be able to change the resolution of these images. Again, just always remember that if you want this at the maximum pixel resolution, you can always go export as, and we'll just go maybe we'll just maybe do 4. I think that might be the one. 4, and we'll just change the name to maybe mine or something. Yep, so we're going to go high PPI, so 300 pixels per inch, so the actual resolution will be a lot higher, and the sizing will be higher in this instance also. So if you do upload this to, say for example, your website, it will appear a lot clearer. You can see that's a lot clearer, but the sizing will stay the same. To demonstrate that, I'm just going to go get info. It's not going to give me more info in this instance again, because it's a lot bigger. It's 2.2 megabytes, so that's 1.3, sorry, which is quite big. So yeah, again, just to reiterate, just go File, Export, and you can just go Save for Web. This is the best way, depending on the constraints for your website. It's good to speak to a developer or someone that knows a little bit more before you do so. Alright, it's a bit tricky, but yeah, let me know if you've got questions, and if you need a bit of coaching, I'm happy to help out. Just let me know and I'll leave a link in the description.